Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. In today's video, we're looking at DestinyItemManager.com, aka DIM. I have a full playlist of DIM guides if you want to learn how to use Destiny Item Manager for more than just a drag and drop vault type of thing. But today we're going to be looking at the Loadout Optimizer. I'm also going to be showcasing D2 Armor Picker a little bit too. We're basically going to look at how to make a loadout within DIM and save it so that it kind of saves you a lot of time switching your mods back and forth. So in Destiny's latest big patch, they made it so that armor mods no longer cost glimmer. So if we go into the helmet here, you can see that switching to elemental charge does not cost any glimmer. You can literally just apply it like this, apply back, whatever you want back and forth, and you don't have to worry about spending any glimmer. Because of this change, Destiny Item Manager can now change those mods for you since it doesn't cost any in-game currency. Before, they couldn't do it because it costs in-game currency, and if they started allowing API third-party sites to do that and delete gear and stuff like that, that would probably open a whole can of worms that we don't want to open. So let's put DIM on the screen here so I can show you guys what we're working with. We're going to be going into this loadout organizer. So our loadouts right here, this is what DIM looks like now. I use the beta version of DIM. So beta.destinyitemanager.com lets you see features that are coming down the pipeline, stuff like that. But if we go into loadouts here, we're going to see all the loadouts that I've saved and also what I have equipped. So for purposes of this video, we're actually going to look at Hunter because it is my most played, and I want to set up a nice void build to go into Witch Queen with. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up a build with all your mods. You want to make sure you don't have any artifact mods slotted because we don't know if those mods are going to be in the new artifact. So we don't want the loadout system to not be able to equip it. So looking here in the loadouts, you can see what I have equipped, which is my stasis build and all of the mods that I have equipped here. And then we can see down here, this is my kind of fun Frosty's stasis build. I've got all my mods. It's pretty dang similar. There's maybe a couple differences. I've got my Tripmine PvP build. Shout out to True Vanguard. This build is absolutely amazing. Got me through Iron Banner and got me the ability kills for the bounty. So thank you very much. But I've got the Tripmine build here, and then I've got my Omnioculus build here. So I've got a lot of different loadouts and builds that I've saved along the way. The fact that we can do this now makes playing Destiny so easy to switch around different builds. Once you have it set up, it is amazing and you're not going to go back. So there's two different ways that you could set this up. One, all you have to do is go back into your game and set up what you want to set up. So say I wanted to do a void build, we switch over to void, we'll do bottom tree, and say instead of Frosties, we wanted to go ahead and put Graviton Forfeit on. We want to make this our build. Go ahead and slot whatever different mods you want to slot, do everything in game, right? And then come back over here to DIM. And we're going to hit the refresh. It's going to show us what we've refreshed it to. So this is now our build here with our void, etc. And we're just going to save that as a loadout. It comes up here. We rename it to void test. You know, name it however you want. It's for our hunter. We're going to save. You could also add notes if you want or whatever. So we're going to save that into void test. So now say we want to optimize the armor. So we can see here we've got 84 recovery. I would like to have either 90 or above. For a void build, you want high mobility as well to get a lot of dodges in, to get your smoke bomb back, etc. We already have 100 discipline, which is great. But we're going to go into optimize armor. Now here you can really optimize your armor. What you're going to want to do is remove these pieces down here that are locked. So those were locked to the build, but say you want to remove it. And here's all our mods here. Let's remove these artifact mods. And then we can go in here and we can say, I want tier 9 recovery. Well, that's not going to work. Okay, well, we're going to take away the stat mods, and then there we go. Now we're starting to see that tier 9 recovery. So say we like this loadout of armor better and we want to save this loadout, we would save this then as our void test, revision, and then save that, go back to our loadouts, and then we could delete this one right here because we don't need that void test anymore. The other way that you can do it is to initially go in to the loadout optimizer first before you even do anything in game. So say we wanted to go to the loadout optimizer here on the left. We wanted to make something for Hunter. Oh, my cat is just gonna come over here. Okay, no. All right. No, you can't get to it. I have my standing desk going on right now. And so my cat wants to get up on the fan, but you can't. It's still too high. All right, so the other way you can do it is just start from scratch. You can select your exotic. So say we wanted to run a void build in Witch Queen, and we think that Orpheus Rig is going to be really good in Witch Queen because it's going to allow us to do those 3 fan tethers that they're talking about or something. Say we wanted to save something like that. So we pick Orpheus Rig as our exotic right here. So it shows up here, not pinned down here. It'll pick whichever one it likes the best. See, this one's a 9 energy. This one's my masterworked one. So it'll pick what it likes the best. You're going to put in armor upgrades. In armor upgrades, you're going to select what you're okay with. So if you want the optimizer to just assume everything is masterwork stat and doesn't care about energy or anything, you can put that. If you only want to upgrade to enhancement prisms, so only up to 9, you can put that. If you're okay with using 1 ascendant shard for legendary armor, but you don't want to masterwork exotics, you could put that. If you want to put ascendant shards into everything, including exotics, that, etc. So let's just do enhancement prisms for now. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is select your stats that you want. So say recovery is most important to us. Say we want 8 recovery, and then mobility. Let's go ahead and do 8 mobility. Let's push up the discipline and see if we can do it 8, 8, 8. Now for resilience, for PvE, I don't really care. For intellect, I don't care. And strength, I don't care. So I'm going to ignore all of that. Now let's start taking these down to see where it pops up. So we've got an 8 recovery here. Let's see if we can push it to 9. I don't think so. Oh, we did get a 9. Okay, so if we have 9 recovery here, we can start putting some discipline and mobility mods in order to increase those to get those higher up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and add that. We'll add a couple of our discipline mods, and where's mobility? We'll add mobility. We're also going to add powerful friends, which I'm just going to search here, select powerful friends, and select mods. So now we actually can take one of these down. So now we can increase our discipline, increase our mobility. I want 999s. We're going to go for 999s. We'll see if we can get it. We're going to get rid of one of those disciplines and put a 1 discipline and put a 3 mobility. And that should get us pretty close. Oh, we got to put that up to 9. There's our 999 recovery, mobility, discipline, 3 resilience, 4.5 intellect, which is pretty good. I am very happy with that. So here is the loadout for that. It's going to put those little stat boosts right there into the slots where it goes. We can see a chess piece is getting the powerful friends, etc. Now you could stop there, save that loadout, and you're good to go. However, you could also put some other mods in there. So say you want elemental charge in there. Is that what it's called? Charge with light, sure. Say you want elemental charge all the way down here. Say you want elemental charge in there. We click that, adds it to the bottom, and then we need a way to make wells. So we're actually going to look up, what is it? Elemental and void. After activating your class ability, your next weapon funnel below spawns a void elemental well. That one's a good one. We also want to try elemental ordnance because hunter grenades are really good on bottom tree void. So we're going to pick that as well. That's both of those are going to give us wells. Elemental charge is going to give us a ×2, which is great. And then we can also add a mod in here to use that charge with light, and we're going to go with high energy fire. Can we get this in here? Isn't that what it's called? High energy fire. Here it is. Yeah, I didn't have the dash. Okay, so higher energy fire. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the max amount of those mods you can have. Select those, and then it's going to kind of redo the armor a little bit so that it matches the energy affinity that you need here. Since we did say we only wanted to use enhancement prisms for now, it's only going to pick pieces of armor that have that elemental affinity on it to put charged with light and our Reaping Wellmaker. In the future, you won't need an Ascendant Shard to change the energy of those masterworked items, which is amazing. So I have a feeling, I'm sure Dim will update that so that you can say, I'm okay changing affinity. And what it'll do is, so let me show you. If you put like, I'm okay with anything, they may have some, like this one, see here, it says you need to increase the energy of this one. For this one, it says you need to change it from solar to void. Now, be careful with this. If you do say, I'm cool with anything, if you have a lot of armor, Dim may tell you to masterwork something, whereas you may not have that much worse of stats if you were to use a piece that was already masterworked. So just be careful. And that's where I say I normally will tend to use D2 Armor Picker if I'm starting out from scratch, because D2 Armor Picker, I'll show you guys, is a little bit better at kind of min-maxing with the armor that you have. So I think Dim is working on a solution to this, but if we go here, we'll clear out the trip mine belt that I was doing. But if we put Orpheus rigs here and we say, I want 999, right? And then available mod slot limitation, it's going to give us some ideas of what armor we can use. And then it also shows you how many wasted stats. So this one is my lowest wasted stat. I actually could get up to 100 recovery, 100 mobility, and 90 discipline if I wanted to, but I have a lot more wasted stats. So it might be better just to stick with the 90, 90, 90, maybe go 100 discipline, something like that, 50 intellect. So you can kind of play around with this a little bit more. And then it's going to show you the armor that you want to use. You just copy that to your clipboard and go back to Dim. So that's another option. I know I'm throwing you guys a lot of options right now. I didn't script this out, so hopefully it's helpful just to have a stream of consciousness. But so we've got our build here. All our masterworked items, perfect. We've got all of our mods on here. So this is a good void build to go into Witch Queen with. We have 9 recovery, 9 mobility, 10 discipline, 2.5 resilience. So we could even put a half, not a full. Take that off of there. Half minor resilience mod. So that we have 3, perfect. 3 intellect, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 5 mods, so we're pretty good to go on that. Let's see if we take a mobility out. No, we need that mobility. Okay. Sometimes I like to play around with this. I did not like practice this or have this set out before I did this. So this is actually what I would do if I were to make a build like this. And I've been wanting to make one for Witch Queen. So we've got all of our mods. These are the basic ones. Get a way to make wells, a way to become charged with light, and a way to use that charged with light. We have all the mods, all the stat mods. We're good to go. So now this is the loadout that we want to go with. We've got 9, 9, 10, 3 resilience, 3 intellect, and strength. I'd like a little more intellect, but I don't think we can get it. You want around like 4 or 5, I think is the best. Oh, maybe we can get it. Let's see. Move that up to the top. Let's see. Can we get 5? No. Can we get 4? We can get 4, and we can get rid of that 5 resilience, and we can add back in our 5 discipline. And so now we have 9, 9, 10, 10 discipline, 4.5 intellect. That's fine. Resilience and strength, who cares? So we're good to go. Now in the future, when they add for Void 3.0, whatever they revamp our void subclass, we're going to be able to select the subclass here and customize that subclass to the aspects and fragments that we want to use. So similar to how we do with the stasis loadouts, I'll show you guys here. Right here, it has like all your aspects and fragments that you're using. The void is going to be the same way. So let's go back to our loadout. And what we're going to do is save this loadout. And we're going to save this as void witch queen, right? And there's our stats that we have. Here's our mods, here's the armor, all that good stuff. And we're going to save this. So now let's go back to the loadouts. We've got our void witch queen. Now we can edit this and we can add our subclass here and say we want void, which I'm not sure if, hold on, subclass void. I'm not sure if that can tell between the top and bottom, but what we can do here, which makes it really easy, let's just go ahead and save that. So it doesn't have our abilities because we don't have those yet for the void subclass like we do for stasis. Like I said, doesn't have your weapons or like your emblem, ghost shell, all that, which you could save if you're doing like crucible or strikes and you wanted like a specific ghost with that perk, but you don't have to do all that. You can also see the mod placement if you want here, if you wanted to do it manually, but this is how this goes. So we're going to hit apply here, and then I'm going to go back to our game. But first, let me show you guys these arms right here. Where's our show mod placement? These arms should get discipline mod and reaping wellmaker on these arms. Let me show you guys in game right now. These arms have thermoclastic blooming and overload bow and font of might. So this one right here is going to change a lot. So let's go here to apply. I'm just hitting, I'll show you guys. I'm just going to hit apply right here on this loadout. So let's go back to in-game so you guys can see it apply. We're going to hit apply. It's bringing over my Orpheus. I'm not touching it, right? And it's going to change all of our mods. So it's going through and it's changing all of our mods. Now it does take a second. Now I did get an error in dim, but I think it just leaves any of the mods that are in slots that it doesn't need to change. So therefore these arms right here, it leaves thermoclastic blooming and anti-barrier auto rifle because it doesn't really need to worry about that, but it added reaping wellmaker instead of font of might, which it had before, and it put the discipline mod on. So now we've got our setup here with our elemental charge, reaping wellmaker, powerful friends. We've got our high energy fire on here, which we can't see because of too many lines, and then we've got our elemental charge on here. Now this, it didn't change actually. I think it should have, oh, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, that's correct, because our void piece is here for our reaping wellmaker. So that's the build, that's how it gets set up. I think the one thing that it couldn't add was maybe one of the mobilities, which actually I wonder if Powerful Friends, oh yeah, Powerful Friends is active. Okay, so we've got our Discipline with Elemental Ordnance, we got Reaping Wellmaker with our Discipline mod, we've got our Powerful Friends Mobility, we've got Mobility High Energy Fire, and we've got Mobility with our Elemental Charge. Perfect. Oh, is that what's happening? Okay, so I think what's happening is there's not enough room for that, so it didn't put that the legs mobility mod on. So there we go. So sometimes you have to kind of look at it at least the first time, but make sure that you're in orbit also when you apply these, because if you are in an activity, for the most part, a lot of times it won't be able to add those items. So now we've got our 90, 90, 100, we've got our 45 like we looked at earlier, our 30, we're good to go. Now if you wanted to, you could add some weapons. So say I want to put Arbalest on here, and I want my sword on here, and this is going to be my new loadout. So now we can go back to dim, we can refresh. It's going to refresh our weapons here, right? Go into our Void Witch Queen, loadout. We're going to edit, and we're going to say for kinetic weapons, you could either search here, or you can say add equipped. It's going to add the equipped weapons that you have. You can X out your emblem, ship, vehicle, ghost, all that. It doesn't need to be on there, but it doesn't really hurt anything anyway, especially if you only use the same thing. It's just going to equip it whenever you equip that loadout. And we can save here, and then you can see it saved all my weapons as well. There's also a way to do fashion. Yeah, you can choose your fashion right here, and it'll show you what you currently have, and then you can save your equipped fashion. So I haven't really tested it out yet, but I think the dim is trying to be able to basically change the fashion of your pieces with your loadout. So if you use the same piece for 2 different loadouts and you want 2 different looks, it'll change it for you. Hopefully that gives you guys an overview on how to make a simple loadout in dim. Now, obviously you can add so many more mods. You can really go crazy when we get the new artifact in Witch Queen. You can have a whole bunch of different things. And the easiest way to do this is to just equip everything you want in game and then hit save loadout. That's literally all you have to do. Or if you have something in game, the second piece I wanted to share with you guys is how to share these build settings. So say I put together a really dope stasis build, which I did, and you can check out on my channel. It's pretty good. I have somewhat optimized it since all the ability updates and stuff like that. But this is like my fun screw around in playlist activities type of build. So I've got all my mods here, got my weapons, got my stasis, my aspect fragments, everything. Say I wanted to share that with a friend. I wanted to say, I want to share this build with my friend. So you can copy your build settings to the clipboard, and you can share them with your friend. So your friend gets a URL, they plug it in. Now, all they're getting really is the mods. That's really all they're getting. They're not getting the entire loadout. So they're still going to have to go in here, and you're going to have to say, oh, this is for Frosties. And then they're going to select Frosties, and it's going to show their loadout, right? And then you're going to go down here, and depending on your armor, you may not have the same armor stats as your friend. So what I like to do is get rid of the armor boosts. So like discipline and recovery and all that kind of stuff. Get rid of those. And now you just have those combat mod slots, elemental wells, the artifact mods, all that good stuff. And then you're going to look at what you have and then add back in those mods. So if you say like, oh, my friend said like recovery is really important. I want to get 9 recovery. Oh, I can't. Okay, I can have 7. So I'm going to need to put 2 recovery mods in here. And then it'll sort of start to build out that loadout. So hopefully that makes sense. But this is a way, the share build settings is a way for you to send those mods to your friends and say, these are the mods that I use, and then they can easily apply those to their armor. So it takes a little bit of finagling to like get it optimized, but it works out really well. And the easiest way to add this whole loadout concept, loadout builder from dim into your everyday playstyle is to just equip what you want, equip your mods on day 1 Witch Queen, equip the mods you want, equip the weapons you want, equip the exotic you want, equip the subclass, etc. Set up everything on your character, and all you have to do is click save loadout. And now when, say, you're going to do your pinnacle for Crucible or Gambit or whatever, and you want a different loadout, equip everything on your character again, switch everything over, and you don't have to worry because your old loadout's already saved. Click save loadout. So now you have a PvE strike playlist loadout, you have a Crucible loadout, and you're good to go. And you can just click, you just go to orbit, click in dim, and it just swaps everything back. It's so much easier. then saying, hold on, I need to swap all my mods because now I'm running XYZ void subclass and I don't have all those mods on that I like to run, and you're like sitting there spending 10 minutes switching all your mods around. The other thing that I like to do, I'm like running out of breath trying to speed through this, but the other thing that I like to do is have a couple of builds based around weapons I like. So if I want a sword build, I could have an Omnioculus sword build with, well, this isn't even fleshed out. I really need to go through and do all these, but I could have a sword build. So say this one here at the bottom, you guys probably can't see that, but I can have Loosened Blade on that for my mods. And then I can have another one that has particle deconstruction for this season or whatever the Witch Queen mod season is. So you can have a lot of different builds based on the weapons that you need, or like if you need Divinity or, Wither Horde or whatever you need, you can kind of adjust the mods to that and save like a duplicate armor copy, but with new weapons and new mods, if that makes sense. I don't know if there's a limit to how many loadouts you can have, but I'm probably going to hit it, so I'll let you know. But it's absolutely amazing. And huge shout out to the Destiny Item Manager guys. They are awesome they are so quick with the turnaround with these things. Whenever this stuff comes down through the API, they update stuff and make it better. And they're always iterating on a lot of their features. So I would highly recommend checking out the beta site, beta.destinyitemmanager.com, or just the main one if you want the main one. But as you guys can see, I've been going crazy with the loadout situation. Literally have all this stuff. Some of these are old before the mods were a thing, so I need to update. I'm definitely going to be going through and updating all my loadouts. If you guys want me to like do that live to update all my loadouts, if you have any great build ideas or you want to share your build settings and your links back and forth, you can definitely join the Discord. Don't put the link in the comments because YouTube will definitely hit spam on those, spam filter those, but you can go to the Discord. There is a dim channel where you can share links or talk about builds, whatever you need to do. The Discord is pretty open on whatever you want to talk about within Destiny and stuff. But that is it for the loadout optimizer. I've been talking for 30 minutes now. The video is probably going to be 20 plus minutes, but I wanted to do more of like a stream of consciousness. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will try to answer them for you. Also, the Destiny Item Manager playlist is going to be linked down below. I have like 4 or 5 videos by now, I think, about Destiny Item Manager, D2 Armor Picker, all those different sites that can help you put together a better Destiny build, especially now that we have more flexibility and we're going into a new season. You want to make sure your builds and loadouts are good to go. So I hope that helped you guys out. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already for more Destiny content. I will definitely be ramping up the videos here. As we get into Witch Queen. I also want to start streaming, but with me being sick and moving and all the things, I haven't done it. So hopefully I haven't shaken the camera by having my arms on the desk too much during this whole video. All right. I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.